Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is probably my first sit down, let's talk type of video, which is something I haven't really done surprisingly. But yeah, I thought, you know what, let's end the year with something different, kind of get to know me a little bit and my background, where it came from, especially since 2023 was like the year that kind of changed everything and that really took off or started it off for me. That kind of got me to where I am today. I'm also gonna do this while getting ready because we do have to go to the gym soon. So yeah, let's do that. We're starting off with this. I need like a hair tie or like a headband. Hold up. I don't have those get ready with me headbands. That'll have to do. What are we starting off with? Let's start off with January. I had a completely different life beginning of this year. Never would I thought I'd be doing what I love full time. Like if you told me that I could create content and do fitness for a living back in January, I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, literally, what do you mean? How? That's exactly what happened. I was still working as a bartender at like this really big nightclub in Calgary. That was like my prime time, or what I thought it was. Like, I was having the time of my life. I thought that was gonna be my life for another year or two before I could actually do social media full time. Mid-January, I got into a crazy car accident. Thank God nothing happened to me, but it could have gone so badly. Luckily, only got like a mild concussion and some whiplash injuries after that. End of 2022, traveling has always been at the back of my mind. It's just something I never got to do because I didn't know who to do it with and I didn't really have the funds for it. So after that accident, I was like, I'm going somewhere. Life's too short. We're heading out. We're gonna explore the world. So I was like, we're going to Hawaii. So that kind of leads us going to February, going where the Hawaii trip happened. And yo, that trip was like my first time traveling alone, kind of. Like, I know I was with two friends, but like I never traveled anywhere without family before, and that was the first time where I'm like, okay, I kind of have to be independent. I kind of have to be responsible. That was like the best trip ever. February was just such a great time. It was such an adventure. Highly recommend. And then I got back from that trip and I was like, I need to go on more trips. Like, there's so much beauty and opportunity out there that I'm just not experiencing. So I want to keep planning trips for the rest of the year if I can. If not, maybe for the next year. Because like, again, I was not like financially stable during that time. And then March came up, nothing is happening, you know? I still make content on social media, but it's not like still nothing's happening much to where I could do it full time. I did the bartending a lot in March. I don't know, I feel like I was back to where I was in January or like before January. But I was happy at that time because that was the only thing I had. And April came around and it was kind of just the same thing, but I did notice that like went to like more photo shoots, I got invited to more events. Still was not making as much money to make it a full-time gig, but you know, at least something was happening. And then May comes around, crazy thing happened. I got fired from my bartending job. Nothing I did wrong. If I did something wrong, I would definitely tell you because a story to tell, that's tea. They were like firing like 90% of their staff to like rehire new ones. I was like, you know what if this happened for a reason? What if this loss meant opening up new opportunities? What if this was like a sign for something else? You know what, I've been wanting to do social media full time for such a long time, but I feel like I'm not consistent with it, and I feel like I kind of just, I don't really like focus on it as much as I should. I'm not like giving value to anything or anyone, or maybe I do sometimes, but it's not consistent. That's exactly what I did. I'm like, I'm gonna take a break from even finding a new job, and I'm gonna do exactly just this, just focus on what I want to do and how I can improve on social media. Finally, now end of May, kind of going into June, I did get offered another job at another place. My best friend was working there during that time, so I was like, you know what, like, why not work with her? I'm not losing anything. So I started working there kind of June-ish, I think. It was fine. Obviously, it wasn't like what I wanted to do. It was kind of just like, hey, I'll do this for the meantime, because like whatever. Around the same time in June was when I started just reevaluating everything, and something needs to move forward because nothing is moving forward. I was like, I'm gonna go on another trip. So I decided impulsively to go to Toronto, which is like the main city here in Canada. You know what? I have friends there because that's where I went to high school. I'm like, why not let's go visit friends? And while we're at it, like, let's go visit gyms. Let's try to like collaborate with people and all that. I'm gonna go on this trip. Hopefully it'll change my life. No, it won't. But I just needed something. I went to Toronto. I did some catching up with some friends there, which was super fun. I actually got to explore the city and go out, visit the different gyms there, which was super inspiring. I feel like visiting the gyms there and meeting new people did kick it off for me a little bit. And I feel like this is what like I needed. This is the motivation I needed to keep moving forward. You know, just seeing how everyone is so on their grind. Like everyone is dialed in, working overtime. I feel like that's something I never see back home. Or I needed that change of environment to grow and to learn how to grow. A week later, came back to Calgary and I was like, I got what I needed from that trip. I needed that motivation. I needed that push. I needed to see what was out there. Guys, I think we just finished doing our makeup. I'm gonna catch you guys when I come back home after the gym. I know in reality like a couple hours later, but for you guys it'll be like literally 2 seconds later. So I'll see you on the next clip. Alright, we're gonna continue here, and I was gonna do like a little mukbang continuing my story, but my stomach started just rambling at the gym. I don't think I could eat that much right now. So we're not gonna do that, but I'm gonna continue my story here in the car. Where were we? We're in July. That was like during Stampede season. If you don't know what Stampede is, it's like one of the biggest rodeo in North America. Lots of like music festivals going on in the city and everything. So around that time, I always work in the industry, bartending, bottle service, whatever, because it's good money. And I did, but while I was working Stampede this year, I just knew this was gonna be my last Stampede. Like, I don't want to bartend anymore. This isn't the job that I want. This isn't the job I want to do. I know it's the only thing I could do right now, but I just really can't do this. I was this close to quitting mid-Stampede. I didn't. I pushed through. Later that month, I went on a trip to New York with my family. It was so much fun. And I knew I was ready to like risk it all to do social media full time. So the trip was end of July to beginning of August. And surprisingly, around the same time, my social media was doing well. I was offered a bunch of opportunities to be able to do it full time potentially. Right when I got back from the trip, I quit my job and I was like, I'm doing social media full time. I'm putting all my faith and trust in this. My camera just died from the last clip, so we're gonna continue on my phone because I do not have the time to charge this. Where was I? Right, September comes around, so I was like, wait a minute, if I can make some sort of income from this, why don't I use that income to do what I wanted from the very start of the year? Travel. What was right around the corner was summer shredding in Alphaland in Houston, Texas, which is an event that I've always wanted to go to for so long, but I was always scared to go just because, one, I didn't have anyone to go with. Two, even if I did go, I don't know anyone. I only know people from social media, but it's not people that I've actually met in real life. It's not people that I've even talked to. So I can't just be like, hey, you don't know me, but like, let's be friends because I'm going to Texas and I know you'll be there too. Like, bro, that just makes me sound like a creep. Every time people go there, they're always in like groups of friends because everyone knows everyone each other, and I'm just gonna be lonely. So that was a really scary decision to make, but I was like, how about let's hustle? Let's start finding people who we kind of know. I spoke to a couple friends here in Calgary who also do content, and luckily one of my friends was like 100% down to come with me. And then October comes around and my trip to Houston was basically all that I would look forward to. Another thing came up was finding out that my management was hosting a Halloween event in LA, and I was like, should I full send to LA after Texas? What's the worst that could happen? I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know anyone. It's my first time in LA, but I'm gonna book a ticket. So that was really a scary time for me. However, everything worked out perfectly. Like, my trip to both Houston and LA was almost life-changing because nothing like grand happened to me, but it definitely changed my perspective on things. I learned a lot. I met a lot of new people that became my friends, made some good connections with some good people. It was exactly what I needed. I gained so many things from that trip that I would never gain if I stayed here in Calgary. I took so many lessons that I didn't even know was a lesson during that time. I learned a lot of things that would help me grow and help me move forward with what I want to do. I wouldn't have that perspective of the path that I want to go to move forward and reach my goals. And by the way, not a moment did I ever feel lonely or alone, because then I started meeting new people, started hanging out with those people. It was really just all about putting myself out there and getting out of my comfort zone. Coming back home November, now I have like a better understanding and perspective of like how I want to move forward with like content, social media, and everything. November was a month where I also got the offer to take on the opportunity of trying out for the WWE, which is crazy. Anyways, you guys already know I did take that opportunity and I was like, why not? What do I have to lose? So December finally comes around and guess what happens? My Instagram account got hacked. And we all know my Instagram account is how I make money, my life, my job, my career. It was around the same time that I went to Orlando, Florida to try out for the WWE. It was only a week, but my account was hacked the whole time I was there. Tragic, absolutely tragic. But it was also good in a way because it did take my mind off from worrying about Instagram while someone was working on getting it back. But yeah, anyways, WWE tryouts was also an experience of a lifetime. That's probably the craziest thing I've ever done. Days later, after getting back home, I finally got someone to get my Instagram account back. But I am very glad that I finally have it back now. That's all I care about. That's kind of where we're at right now. It is like last week of December, and that was a summary of my year. This year, I felt like things, event, scenarios had to happen each and every single month to get to where I am today. I had to meet certain people at certain times to get to where I am today. But looking back, literally everything happened for a reason. I'm glad it did. So yeah, all I could pray for is for a better year in 2024. 2023 on steroids. That's what I want 2024 to be like. I hope everyone has the best year ahead. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also comment down below how your year was. I want to know how everyone's year was and what everyone's goals are for the next year. Yes, I could say I will see you next year. All right, see ya.